Yes, hello. This is for all those who think that what they're watching is, a conspiracy theory or, an ooga booga um, bullshit thing. I know it's hard to look upon this if you were, just surfing about and you come across something like this and you wonder, geez, this couldn't possibly be true. Uh, oh, those crazy Americans. But it's just business, and it's all, you know, America's all about the free market, so it's good, right? It's good for trade, and because if it was bad, then if I'm a liberal person, then surely I would have heard this on, NBC or CNN, and if I'm a right wing guy, then and I'm American, I think, geez, Fox News, surely Bill O'Reilly would be all over this, saying how great it is. Except that's the thing. Um, there's not, outside of the odd Lou Dobbs segment on CNN, you're not seeing that. You're not seeing how great it is, and you're not seeing how shitty it is. It's just being mentioned here and there. And, you know, it's quite common for me as a Canadian, every time I look at a clip and it's involved with, say, healthcare or something, you always have these friggin' posters. They're usually anonymous. They never leave video responses, of course. They're just a text. Often they've, joined last week kind of thing. And they just slap all the stupidity down about, oh, liberals in Canada. If we do this, we'll be like them, and blah, blah, blah. And there's a sense among Canadians sometimes that, this could happen in the States, but it'll never happen in Canada. And I'm here to tell you, sorry, folks, the North American Union, which involves the three countries, is very much affecting Canada. You know, um, some things that you may not be aware of, and this is from the Canadian Action Party website. Is where I'm getting this, and you may wonder, geez, Canadian Action Party, I've never heard of such a thing. Well, it's not something that the mainstream media is really going to, bring to the front. I'll put a link up here. I'm not sure what side it'll be, one of these sides, in the information window, where if you're Canadian, please check out the Canadian Action Party. And if you care about your country and your sovereignty, if you wish to remain Canadian, if that means anything to you, then read and sign the petition, if you agree with it. But the nuts of it is, Harper, there's much to talk about here in Canada where we have the Liberal Party. And for Americans, I guess our Liberal Party is closer to your Democrats, I guess. But truthfully, our Conservative Party was more like your Democrats for a long time, and Liberal was a little further to the left. And Harper has taken to kind of, much like in the way Mulroney had sort of fell in line with Reagan. Harper seems bound and determined to fall in line with the Bush boys, and that's really not the way. NAFTA has been a complete disaster for Canadians, unless you happen to be in the top 2 or 3% of the wealth spectrum. Then NAFTA has been fantastic, but otherwise, not so much. Just trying to find this thing here. Stephen Harper said some awfully incredible stuff that I don't think Canadians really realize. But I'll read you our petition here. Pretty simple, pretty basic in a democratic society, I would say. To Prime Minister Stephen Harper and to Stephen Dion, Jack Layton, and Gilles Duceppe. We, the people of Canada, demand that you fully disclose the details of the Security and Prosperity Partnership Agreement and all other secret agreements and ratifications relative to any proposed integration of trade, security, and armed forces with the United States, and immediately place a moratorium on any further development of such plans and abrogate any agreements made to date pending a decision by a nationwide referendum on these issues. The Security and Prosperity Partnership, also known as SPP, of North America was initiated on March 31st, 2005 by the leaders of Canada, the United States, and Mexico to combine free trade as a hostage to security cooperation, but cannot be allowed to go forward unless ratified by all the citizens of Canada in a free vote. In particular, we demand that our national security policies be defined by Canadians, on behalf of and for the benefit of Canadians. Our security would be better served if we disassociate ourselves from the U.S. war on terror. We are a separate, independent nation, and it is the people who must decide their future. Come on. Can it be any more plain than that? So that's all I really wanted to say. There's this, as I say, this constant thought that, it would never happen. That's what I get most when I talk to people over the last couple of years about, hey, what do you think about the prospect of the Euro? They say, oh, geez, I don't think that'll happen. They'd never let it happen. Well, it's happening. They've sidestepped Parliament. And, I understand the American bullshit gets more play because they have all the different networks out of, feeding on the different cycles and the war on terror, and, their graphics package, their marketing teams are so much greater. And us Canadians who like to watch, whether it's NFL football or NASCAR or whatever, everything that's on Fox. A lot of the sports programming now is on Fox, and so your show ends, and you boom, you just slide right into Fox News. So you're seeing that shit. That's kind of what's happening. But here's the thing. Here's the rub. This bullshit about Canada somehow being like, America's little brother, and we're just going to tag along with whatever they do. Come on, man. We don't want that. You want to see the difference, a clear difference between Canada and the U.S. sometime, go to Niagara Falls. Go to Niagara Falls, Canada. And, most folks, I think, have had this experience, especially on the Eastern Seaboard. And when I lived in Niagara Falls, we'd drive over the river in the early 90s because, they took Canadian money at par. And if you're over 21, you go to the States because the booze is so darn cheap. And, party, but you look around and go, shit, man. This is brutal. Don't they have a Parks and Recreation department? Surely Niagara Falls, Canada has got the tourism boom happening, and the gardens and so forth in Niagara Falls, New York. Apart from the cheap booze, fun to stay, nice place to visit. Wouldn't want to live here. So think about that. Check out my favorites. There's a tent city, for crying out loud. In the States. We're not talking about poor folks. They're poor now, but do something. Get involved. Canadian Action Party. And if you don't want to join a fringe party like Canadian Action Party, then goddamn it, go talk to your MP today and ask what are they going to do? What is their stand? What is their take?